gotta be kidding me. Hello everybody, Joel back here again with another album review. Today, the album I'll be looking at is the new Walker Hayes album, Country Stuff, the album. Well, with expectations as low as mine, you can only go up from here, right? Well, Walker Hayes is a native from Alabama, moved to Nashville so he can pursue a country career ever since he was young. That's what he dreamed of. His two greatest influences that he cited are Garth Brooks and the Beastie Boys, which shows up a lot in his music because the Beastie Boys being a hip-hop group kind of explains why he talks, sings, and raps on a lot of his country stuff while having a twang to it. Kind of like his big single last year, Fancy Like, it has a distinguishable hip-hop influence. In fact, I would argue it's more of a trap song than a country song because I don't know why Old Town Road was accounted as a trap song when this is trap as well. I mean, they're both trap songs. They're not really country. Walker Hayes, this is his sophomore release, and he released an EP last year, which I don't think I really even looked at. I decided to wait in full for the album this year to get the full experience. My opinions on it are, I don't know what to, I mean, I do know what to say, it's just that it's hard for me to elaborate what I mean. Walker Hayes is, as a person, he's one of the more likable artists out there, and he does paint a down-to-earth, middle-to-low-class citizen in the South pretty accurately. I'll bring this up later, but coming into this, I was expecting as much as I did from Sam Hunt's Southside, and Sam Hunt somehow went below my expectations for that horrendous album. For Walker Hayes, what can I say? I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it would be, if I'm being honest. I mean, let's go through the track listing, shall we? We start off with Drinking Songs, which I'm not a fan of the processed 12-string guitar. And the song itself, I understand the sentiment. I'm just not a fan of the song. The song is not very good. We got Life With You, and I gotta be honest, this is a weird fusion, and I don't like it, especially the canon and D sample, the Pachelbel canon and D sample. I'm not a big fan of it. I get it's a nice cutesy love song, but I don't like it very much. Not really. AA is another. I do not like this song. This song is not good. It is not very good. The sentiment once again is pretty good. He wants his daughters to stay off the pole and be respectable. Wants his sons to stay out of jail and be respectable, and he wants to stay sober, being respectable. And he doesn't want his wife to realize that she married down while he married up, which, you know, is a very sweet sentiment. It's better than anything he said on Fancy Like. And from this song we get You Gurl, and I even said this in one of my videos. I said this would be one of the worst songs of the year if it became a hit, and my opinions do change. I don't know what it is, but this song is way too catchy to dislike, and for those who are angry at it being a catcalling anthem, listen to the song and you'll realize that it is one of the most harmless country hip-hop tracks I've heard in a while. It's so playful, so cutesy, and the hook it's kind of undeniable, so take that as you will. I like You Gurl, and don't judge me for it. From here on, we get to the song Dolorean, which is nice in its own right. It's actually one of the better songs on here, and I think it's quite a nice tune, And after some decent hit songs in a row, he ruins the experience with Fancy Like, which my opinion may have changed on You Gurl, but it hasn't on Fancy Like. It is still cringy, trashy, appealing to all the food chains. It's kind of dumb. It's still dumb and annoying. But then he follows this up with one of easily my best song, my favorite and best song on the album, Craig. And say what you will about the entire album as a whole, whether it be overprocessed and stereotypical and cliched and kind of safe, this song is very good, very good. In fact, the whole premise, in fact, Walker Hayes, I am very grateful for what he's doing here because countless artists have portrayed pastors and men of the faith in a bad light, quite unfairly in my opinion, and Walker Hayes is one of the few people who will say, hey look, Craig is a pastor, he didn't judge me, he didn't scold me for not wanting to go to church, and in fact he's not the light of the world, but he wishes his light was as bright as his, as he tells a story about how Craig also gave him a brand new car, he and his wife, helping them in need because their 6-seater vehicle was the 8-seater vehicle was taken away by the record deal, and they were left with a car, 6 kids, and 6 kids and a wife, and a missing seat. So they're all crammed in the back seat, and they need one. So when a police officer pulls them over, they get tickets for it. And this guy, and Craig, the pastor, helps save him in this situation. It's a very, very nice song with the gospel chorus in the background of the choruses, with the pretty funny ad-libs. This song is very good, and it's actually one of my favorites of the year so far. Surprise, surprise, Walker Hayes managed to do that. As far as misses, I would say there are some boring tracks on here, and country stuff, look, I get that it's a joke, and it's not very good, but what I will say, though, is that the ad-libs are hilarious in this song, especially the last 10 seconds. Listen to the last 10 seconds of country stuff. While it may, even though the song is a generic checking off of country stereotypes, I would say it does a much better job than Blake Shelton's Boys Around Here and Luke Bryan's That's My Kind of Night or Brantley Gilbert's Bottoms Up. It does bro country a justice. It does. And this album does have more touching moments like Briefcase, where he compares his father using his briefcase to sell houses like a workaholic because he had to feed his family, to Walker Hayes using his guitar case, where he travels too much and isn't at home for his family a lot, and he compares his childhood to his children's childhood and feels empathy for both. Another pretty touching song, and there's some other decent cuts here, like the one with Carly Pearce. I like that one too. At the end of the day, though, what separates it from the absolute train wreck that was Sam Hunt's Southside was that Sam Hunt comes kind of as bitter boyfriend and kind of angry in that album, and while being overproduced and terrible all in its own right. And while country stuff sonically is a little bit better than Southside, lyrically it's much more charming, if you want to come with it. Like, I Hope You Miss Me by Walker it's everything that Sam Hunt's album tried to be. It is a send-off to an ex and wishes her well instead of wishing the worst, kind of like Gabby Barrett and Sam Hunt. You know, to a faux country artist to only go by their titles. So Walker Hayes, hey man, I mean, he surprised me with this album. It's not good. It's very overproduced, and I would say the lyrics are corny. But if you're into a subtlety of Southern charm, you know, Walker Hayes does deliver, and I am surprised by this. I'm feeling a straight 4 on this. It's not great, but it isn't terrible, and should be re-reviewed if you listen to it. I mean, this is the album I've listened to by far the most this year because I wanted a solid opinion on it. I would love to hear your thoughts on this album too. Once again, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be as bright as mine. I think this album is overhated quite a bit, and there are some decent songs on here. And even if you don't like the album, at least give the song Craig, the chance it deserves. It is quite good. You can check out my other videos, or don't. You probably have stuff to do today. This is Joel, peacing out.